Space Junior College, Kumaravanlapalli, Kadiri. G.S. Sarita Medangadu, Principal, Space Junior College, Kadiri. I am B. Nagendra, lecturer in botany. Today, I will go to discuss about the photosynthesis. Yeah, first of all, we should know what is the process of the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an anabolic, endergonic, and reductive reaction. I think you want to know what is the process of the anabolism and what is the process of the endergonic reaction. Anabolism, that is one of the biological pathway, whereas in anabolic reaction small molecules they combine with one another that leads to the formation of the complex molecules. Next one, endergonic reaction, the reaction which requires an external source of energy to occur, that is called endergonic reaction. Now, endergonic reaction that stores the high amount of the energy. Yes, on the other hand, photosynthesis, that is one of the carbon dioxide requiring process that uses the light energy and water to produce the organic molecules like glucose. Yeah, you see the photosynthetic equation. Okay, whereas in photosynthetic equation 6 molecules of the carbon dioxide and 12 molecules of the water combine within the chloroplast in the presence of the sunlight that leads to the formation of the C6H12O6, that is one of the carbohydrate. Along with the carbohydrate, the plant bodies they will get the another two compounds. Okay, first one water and the second one oxygen. Next one. Okay, plants are the autotrophic organisms. Now, autotrophic organisms can be defined as the living organisms which have the ability to produce their own food materials. Now, okay, the biological process which is responsible for the formation of the food material, yeah, that is called photosynthesis. Mainly, the process of the photosynthesis that occurs in leaves. Okay, when we observe the morphological and anatomical characters of the leaf, yeah, we see the or we can see the small four-like structures on the surface of the lamina. Yes, now these small four-like structures are commonly known as stomata. Stomata. At the same time, okay, the internal part of the lamina that is composed with the help of the parenchyma cells. These are commonly known as mesophyll cells. These are commonly known as mesophyll cells. Yeah, first of all, you have to know what is meant by stomata. Yes, now stomatas, these are one kind of the small pores. These are one kind of the small four-like structures. Okay, on the surface of the lamina. On the other hand, okay, stomatas, these are pores in plant's cuticle through which water vapor and gases are exchanged between the plant and the atmosphere. Okay, I repeat again. Now, okay, stomatas, these are one kind of the small pores in plant's cuticle through which water vapor and gases are exchanged between the plant and atmosphere. Next, Now, okay, the stomata that is mainly composed with the help of the two cells. These cells are commonly known as Gall cells. Now, the each and every stomata that is mainly composed with the help of the two cells. These are commonly known as Gall cells. Now, okay, whereas in dicot plant bodies, at the same time monochaetic plant bodies, okay, the stomata, yeah, that is composed with the help of the two types of the cells. Okay, these are commonly known as guard cells. In dicot plant bodies, the stomata is composed with the help of the two kidney shaped cells, whereas in monochaetic plant bodies, the stomata is composed with the help of the two dumbbell shaped cells. Now, okay, between the two guard cells, okay, one of the four is formed, that is known as stomatal 4. That is known as stomatal 4. Now, okay, mesophyll cells. Yeah, mesophyll cell, that is one kind of the parenchymatous cells. Okay, that is mainly found, okay, within the lower and as well as the upper epidermis of the lamina. Yeah, that is the main site of photosynthesis. Now, okay, the each and every mesophyll cell, okay, that mainly consisting number of chloroplast organelles. Now, the number of the chloroplast organelles that mainly depends upon the function of the mesophyll cells. Now, the number of the chloroplast organelles that approximately measures 200 to 250 chloroplast organelles. Next, okay, yeah, chloroplast, that is one of the cell organelle that is the main site for the process of the photosynthesis. That is one of the cell organelle, okay, mainly found in mesophyll cells. Okay, that is the main site for the process of the photosynthesis. Now, okay, chloroplast, that is one of the double membrane organelle. That is surrounded with the help of the outer membrane and as well as the inner membrane. Now, these two membranes, outer membrane and as well as the inner membranes, these two membranes surrounded, or these two membranes, okay, separated with the help of the one of the empty space, that is known as periplastidial space, or the space which is present between the two compartments. That is known as periplastidial space. Now, okay, which is approximately measures 75 angstrom units. Now, the matrix of the chloroplast organelle is commonly known as stroma. Now, the stroma, which is enzyme linked, number of photosynthetic enzymes are present within the stroma of the chloroplast organelle. At the same time, now, okay, the stroma of the chloroplast organelle, okay, which is involved with the carbon dioxide fixation of photosynthesis. Okay, on other hand, now the carboxylation reaction takes place within the stroma of the chloroplast organelle. Next one, thylakoid. These are one kind of the sac-like structures. Now, the stalk of the thylakoid is commonly known as granum. Now, the each and every granum, okay, they interlinked, or they are connected with the help of the Pret membranes. Now, okay, the thylakoid stalks are connected together. With the help of the Pret membranes, or okay, one of the tube-like structures. These tubes are mainly composed with the help of the lipids and proteins. Next one, yes, thylakoid. Yeah, that is one kind of the sac-like structure. Now, the stalk of the thylakoid is commonly known as granum, or the assemblage of the thylakoid is commonly known as granum. Yes, okay. the thylakoid membranes, okay, the thylakoid membranes, they mainly consisting the two distinct units. These are commonly known as photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Now, okay, the inner space or the cavity of the thylakoid, is commonly known as lumen. Now, okay, the lumen, yeah, that is one of the important one, okay, for the process of the photolysis. At the same time, okay, various biological pathways that takes place within the thylakoid, or within the lumen. Now, okay, the grana make up, okay, the inner membranes of the chloroplast organelle, the grana make up, okay, the inner membranes of the chloroplast organelle. Now, okay, chlorophyll molecules. Now, okay, chlorophyll molecules are located, okay, the chlorophyll molecules are located, okay, within the thylakoid membranes, Now, okay, the chlorophylls, they harvest the light energy for the process of the photosynthesis. Now, different types of the chlorophyll pigments, okay, they mainly absorb the radiant energy at 420 nanometers. At the same time, okay, 660 nanometers. Okay, on other hand, okay, blue light is absorbed by the different types of the photosynthetic pigments at 420 nanometers. Okay, on other hand, okay, or at the same time, okay, red light wavelength or red light is absorbed by the different types of the photosynthetic pigments at 660 nanometers. Now, okay, blue light and red light, okay, these are the most important for the process of photosynthesis. Yeah, plants are green because the green wavelength is reflected, not absorbed. Next, okay, yeah, we should know, yes, different types of the chlorophyll pigments, okay, which are mainly present in photosynthetic organisms, in photosynthetic plant bodies, except photosynthetic bacteria. Now, okay, different types of the photosynthetic pigments, okay, which are present in the chloroplast organelles, they have been classified into the three types. Okay, first one chlorophylls, now the next one carotenoids, now the next one xanthophylls. Okay, sorry, phycobilins. Okay, not xanthophylls, phycobilins. Okay, once again. Now, okay, different types of the photosynthetic pigments which are present in the chloroplast, they have been classified into the three types. Okay, first one chlorophylls, now the next one carotenoids, now the third one is phycobilins. Okay, whereas in all different types of the photosynthetic plant bodies, okay, 5 types of the chlorophyll pigments are known. Okay, in different types of the photosynthetic organisms, 5 types of the chlorophyll pigments are known. Okay, first one chlorophyll A, next one chlorophyll B, next one chlorophyll C, next one chlorophyll D, and the final one chlorophyll E, Yeah, first of all, yes, we have to know, okay, the molecular structure of the chlorophyll A, because that is one of the main photosynthetic organism in all photosynthetic plant bodies except photosynthetic bacteria. Chlorophyll A, that is mainly composed with the help of the two parts. Okay, first part is the head of the chlorophyll and the next one phytol tail. Now, okay, the head of the chlorophyll pigment, that is commonly known as 4-phyrin head. Okay, 4-phyrin head, that is chemically composed with the help of the 4 pyrrole rings. Now, these 4 pyrrole rings linked in cyclic manner. Okay, in the center of the chlorophyll pigment, okay, magnesium ion that act as cofactor. Now, okay, second one, phytol type. Now, okay, phytol type, that is the second part of the chlorophyll A, that is mainly composed with the help of the 20 carbons. On other hand, phytol type, that is one of the 20 carbon alcohol. Next, okay, the wavelength of the light. Next, the energy for the photosynthesis is derived from the light. Okay, next one, on other hand, okay, the light energy or radiant energy, yeah, that is one of the important one for the process of the photosynthesis phenomenon. Okay, the spectrum of the light, okay, comprises, okay, two parts. Okay, first one invisible part and the second one, okay, visible part. Now, okay, the visible part, that the visible part, okay, that having the visible light that has the seven colors, okay, these are commonly known as violet color, indigo color, blue color, green color, yellow color, orange and red color. Now, okay, its wavelength, okay, approximately measures, or okay, its wavelength ranges 390 nanometers to 760 nanometers. Okay, that is commonly known as photosynthetically active radiation. Okay, the wavelength 390 to 760 nanometers, that is one of the photosynthetically active radiation. Photosynthetically active radiation. Now, okay, some of the chlorophyll pigments, they absorb the blue light at 420 nanometers. At the same time, other photosynthetic pigments, they absorb the red light at 660 nanometers. On other hand, the visible light, that is one of the important one for the process of the photosynthesis. Now, okay, different types of the photosynthetic pigments, okay, they absorb, or on other hand, different types of the secondary photosynthetic pigments, they absorb the radiant energy, and finally, okay, the transfer to the reaction center, or chlorophyll A via resonance transfer. On other hand, the radiant energy absorbed by the different types of the photosynthetic pigments, finally, okay, that is transferred to the reaction center, or chlorophyll A via resonance transfer. Okay, thank you students. I have completed now, okay, the basic concept of the photosynthesis.